that happened. In true Higurashi fashion, no punches were pulled in this episode. Not by a long shot. I'm still trying to process what happened. I can't imagine how new viewers who haven't had any experience with Higurashi's true underbelly felt watching the spectacle that was episode 4 of Higurashi Gou. It was something. Yeah, that about says it all. Shaggy here, talking about the currently airing 2020 Higurashi no Naku Koro ni anime, Higurashi Gou, or Karma, or how the past affects the present. What you do in the past, you reap in the present. And Keiichi definitely got his in this episode. He got all messed up. Before I dig into the episode, I want to say something about what this series is, or what I think it is trying to be. It's a new entry in the Higurashi series, no doubt, but unlike any of the previous material, it does not require knowing the story of the original series to enjoy it. To put it as simply as I can, and hopefully without spoiling anything for anybody, Higurashi is basically split into two parts: questions and answers. Question arcs have the interesting stuff with little or no explanation. Answer arcs offer some answers until eventually everything is revealed. The first season of Higurashi was all question arcs, while the second season, Kai, were the answer arcs. This season, Gou, is kind of in the middle. Gou does not seem to be offering answers to new viewers, so it's accessible. But fans that have seen the previous answer arcs know a lot more about what's going on than the new fans. Gou is a question series that comes after an answer series. What this means is, even old fans are confused, especially after this episode, which makes Gou very interesting. I cannot express how excited I am to watch episode 5. I can't remember the last time I anticipated an episode of something this much. As an old fan, I could explain a lot of what's going on, but I could not explain everything, not by any stretch, because I am confused too. I don't know what the hell is going on. And I love it. It's great not knowing what's going on. It's like I'm watching the first season for the first time again. So new fans, don't feel intimidated. I'm sure things will be explained eventually, and everyone will be on the same page. But if you can't wait, if you feel like you're missing something, go watch the previous series, both seasons, then come back here. It's 50 episodes total, with all of the OVAs being extraneous, though enjoyable. But if you don't want to do that, or maybe don't have the time to commit to all of that right now, don't worry. I won't spoil anything from those series, and I honestly think that Gou is made with both sets of fans in mind. Okay, all that said, what the fuck happened? The episode started with Keiichi being all freaked out, afraid of Reina watching him like he thought she had done the previous night, while he was talking on the phone to Oishi. He gets no sleep and skips school the next day. He tells his mom he has a fever, though I don't believe him, but he tries to go to the clinic anyway. There, some goon-looking fuckers turn him away, saying that it's being remodeled. Sure, there are boxes all over the ground and a bunch of guys wearing the same uniform, but something doesn't smell right. Especially when the guy tells Keiichi to head to another clinic. Right, I'll just walk to the other clinic in this tiny village with a population of, what, 100 fucking people? Maybe because he couldn't go to the clinic, Keiichi heads to the school instead, missing half of the classes, but catching up with his friends. Mion says that Reina was really worried about him, so cute, and Sadako teases him and completely ignores him trying to roast her. That's one tough girl. Reina calls out for Keiichi while his back is turned, and he freezes, clearly still scared of her, at least a little. But he blames it on his fever, and you know what? Maybe it's true. Maybe he's just under the weather. Still, Rika pulls him outside and talks to him. She asks if anything's been bothering him, and after a little pushing, he opens up to her about Reina. Sometimes, Reina, he says, is kinda scary. Her eyes look creepy and he gets freaked out. Understandable, we've seen it happen, and it is disturbing. Rika quotes what Reina said to Keiichi, "You're lying," and says that if Reina said something like that, it was a one-time thing, and that maybe Keiichi was tired when she said it. Maybe Keiichi is overreacting and exaggerating things in his head, which he accepts, saying how horrible it was for him to doubt his friends. Rika suggests, whenever he is scared of Reina, instead of doubting her, he should doubt himself instead. Basically, she's telling Keiichi to give Reina the benefit of the doubt and trust her. And if he thinks that Reina is being weird or creepy, he should step back and think about it from her perspective. Maybe to him it's creepy or suspicious, but to her it's not. Good advice, especially since Keiichi, in a new town with a bit of a dark past, seems a bit paranoid. By the way, thanks for that, Oishi. Back home, Keiichi realizes the mistakes he's made. Reina didn't hide the truth about the dam worker being killed because she was complicit. She hid it because it's a shameful mark on her hometown, something she doesn't want to share. And him pressing her about it made her uncomfortable, leading to her odd behavior. And the image he had of her staring at him the night before, he just imagined that. She probably left the moment she saw that he was on the phone, so as not to be rude. Still, that image, that thought, haunts him. And a little later, when his mom calls and says she and his dad will be out of town that night, Keiichi gets incredibly anxious when he learns that his mom asked Reina to bring over dinner. He can't even answer the door when she knocks. He tries to get her to leave, but she doesn't take no for an answer. She tells him not to be mean, and pleads with him to let her in, but Keiichi can't shake his feelings of fear. He remembers Rika's words about him being the one making Reina out to be a monster, and tries to overcome himself. But then Reina pulls the door open with her hands and stares inside. Keiichi screams, and we get a flash to the start of episode 1, Keiichi beating his friends to death with a baseball bat. He sees Reina's corpse, then hears Rika's motivating words, "I know you can win, Keiichi." He snaps out of it, and we see that Reina is not holding the door open. It was another illusion he had created out of fear. He opens the door, and Reina's standing there with a bunch of food, just wanting to be let in to help her friend. He gives her a hug, and it's adorable. Inside, Reina's all excited to be alone with Keiichi. That's a first. She hasn't seemed to notice all the other times she was alone with him. And he's glad that he let her in. Things seem okay. Keiichi has overcome his unfounded fears, and he's just browsing what's on TV while Reina unpacks the food she brought. Her face is dark as she explains that she's seen him at the supermarket buying cup noodles. And then we see what she brought. At this moment, I paused the video. I stared at it for 20, maybe 30 seconds. I just could not wrap my brain around it. Reina, our dear, sweet, kernel-collecting angel, she's there to murder Keiichi. Keiichi goes into the kitchen to apologize for asking Reina about the dam worker's murder, and he sees her tear huge holes in her neck with her fingers, all the while smiling. "I have to protect my dad," she says. "I have to protect my family. I'll kill you, and I'll disappear. That's it. That's who Oyashiro-sama will curse this year." Just clawing at her neck, Reina offers this explanation. Then Keiichi sees all of the murder tools, and Reina repeats that she'll kill Keiichi and then disappear, so her dad can live in Hinamizawa in peace. She steps towards Keiichi with a large kitchen knife, so he grabs the only thing nearby, a golf club, to defend himself. Reina has already been cursed by Oyashiro-sama, she says. She thought she'd been forgiven, but she wasn't. She's been cursed. And with that, she charges at Keiichi to kill him. They fight, Keiichi loses his golf club, but he's able to knock her backwards, and she hits her head on the coffee table. But that's not enough to kill her. She charges again and stabs Keiichi. He beats her with an alarm clock, and she stabs him. He hits her, she stabs him, until finally they are both collapsed on the floor, blood everywhere. Keiichi's eyes are staring up, seemingly at nothing, when tears roll down. He tried. He didn't give in to his bizarre thoughts. Why did it end up like this? Surprisingly, and without any kind of logic, Keiichi survives. He wakes up in the hospital with his parents beside him, before succumbing to sleep once again. When he wakes up again, Oishi is there. He asks Keiichi what happened, and Keiichi says that he can't explain it. He remembers it all, but he can't explain any of it. Later, Mion visits, and after asking her to please tell him the truth, since no one else will, Keiichi learns that Reina died. And the day after she attacked him, Rika and Sadako were found killed in their home. They were killed with the same knife, stabbed in the neck repeatedly. The police speculate that it was a murder or a suicide, but since it's unlikely that the two young girls would kill themselves, it's presumed to have been a robbery gone wrong. It's tragedy after tragedy in Hinamizawa. When the nurse comes in for Keiichi's checkup, Mion leaves, telling him that after everything that happened to everyone else, he's got to get better and be okay. And yeah, you'd hope so. But when the nurse asks Keiichi if he has had any symptoms, everything goes to hell. She asks if his neck has been itchy at all, and he remembers Reina clawing at her own neck. He then starts to do the same. The camera zips up to the sky as Keiichi screams, a frightened and sorrowful yell. And that's it. Bad end. We are left with nothing but corpses and questions, and the promise of a new arc, Watadamashi Hen, or the Demon-Deceiving Chapter. How will things go there? Hopefully better than here. Well, I've been Shaggy, and I want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you liked what you saw and want to see more, and check out my other Higurashi videos. I've done one for every episode so far, and that's how I plan to keep on doing it. And feel free to discuss this episode in the comments. Just avoid spoiling everything from the answer arcs. Let's be respectful to people that have not watched the older series. You can find me on Twitter to learn about upcoming videos or progress updates, or just to see me post about Gundam and stupid stuff. It's @ShaggyJeebus. Keep it real, everyone, and please, I beg of you, don't murder your friends. It's not a good look.